Consolidation is achieved by combining public safety services in some manner, often through organizational mergers, contracting for service, or simply sharing a function.
Some agencies will consolidate police and fire under one agency. So you take two agencies, this is probably the simplest model, you take two agencies, police and fire, consolidate it under a public safety model and create one agency. And so you may reduce the number of line staff, but you certainly reduce the number of administrators as well as support staff as well. It gets far more complicated in some agencies. In some places you may try to consolidate as many as 6 or 7 agencies.
Contracting, especially in Ottawa County, is an enhancement to the general levels of service that are already provided to local units of government. So for contracting policing in Ottawa County, it's actually an enhancement for your community, and it may it's driven really by what that local community wants and those enhanced services.
Well, there's been talk for the last several years about consolidation. In Waterford Township ourselves, we've consolidated our police and fire dispatch. We've also consolidated 2 other fire departments with ours, or contract services out, if you will. The other things that we've done is we've worked together with other law enforcement agencies to consolidate our training in their area of active shooting, SWAT operations, things of that nature.
Well, emergency service consolidation in Rockford was combining the police, fire, and then we also are medical first response, so the EMS, into one consolidated department under one management model, which is myself and 2 commanders that are involved in both enforcement and the fire side and the everyday operations.
Emergency service consolidation is multifaceted, where it's not only just talking about taking your police services and combining with other departments, but you're also looking at options of police and fire, EMS, all those types of services that are that have some of the same basis, and consolidating those all under one roof.
To us, we're consolidating these emergency services simply because they have been separate disciplines for quite some time. But now we realize that they work so closely together in many different arenas that by consolidating or actually sharing services, it can provide equal, if not better services, but at the same time, it can actually save on resources if it's done properly.
Really, it's the biggest bang for the buck. And my experience in Jackson, kind of twofold, one from the law enforcement end and one from the firefighting end of it. From the law enforcement end, I've been with the agency for 24 years. In probably the last 16 to 20 years of that time at the agency, we've worked hand in hand with the Sheriff's Department in consolidating services. And so it's actually a functional consolidation. We looked at various aspects within the organizations, and we began to ask the question, where are we duplicating services?
Contracting for services is, in most cases, simply an enhancement of services already provided. The question is always, to what level of service do you really want? If you want enhanced services, then you pay for extra services. The sheriff, by nature, is responsible for crime in their community anyway. The question is, how soon do you want a car to get there?
It's contracting for a level of police service, and in our community we have 23 townships and 7 municipalities. We have 7 contracts, and that is for exclusive use of sheriff's cars, sheriff deputies for additional coverage. Some of them are 24 hours a day, some are 6 hours a day. It depends what the township wants.
Well, we refer to it as contracting, consolidation, same thing. What it is pooling of resources and achieving economies of scale to obtain the service that you want for more efficient and lower cost.
Consolidation combines elements of public safety services with the shared goal of streamlining tasks, functions, or organizations.